One day we'll do our own pegboard. That one did come out looking pretty good, though. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. This is Robert with Stiffler Manufacturing. Doing another drive live, heading out and about before we get ready to go back to the shop. I got to do some new orders. Finishing up this 600-piece order, and we got another 300-unit order that just came in, which is pretty awesome. There we go. Let's see if we can do a little adjustment. Looks like I'm getting some of the window in there. There we go. Ah, well. Is what it is. Make sure that's all fixed up. There we are. And by all means, feel free to ask questions. It's always real free form in here. You can ask questions about whatever. If I don't know the answer, I will make something up. But it is a beautiful Thursday. Ooh, got a nice plane coming in. But yep, beautiful Thursday, great 63 degrees, nice and cloudy. Arizona's beautiful. Next month, it's almost the end of the month. Next month, we are looking at our first convention since SHOT Show, which I know, hey, real soon, right? You know, we just did SHOT Show for January. We're looking at a convention for February, right around Valentine's Day here in Arizona. And that ought to be pretty cool. We're not going to bring a booth, not this first time around, but we will, you know, at least check out the convention. And it ought to be fun. You know, it's a nice local gun expo. And, you know, we won't do a booth this time, but just, you know, wander around, talk to people, see what's up. Ought to be pretty fun. Though, honestly, if we do go to set up a booth, it's not too bad. It's like, what, like 100, 150? Compared to SHOT Show, which was like 20 grand, you know? So setting up a table at one of these smaller expos, definitely affordable, definitely doable. And it's only a couple of days. It's not as wild as, you know, SHOT Show was. 5 days long, 6 days long, you know, constant setup, so many people, you know, like 2,800 booths, 50,000 plus people. So these smaller ones should be a lot more manageable. Hey, William, what's going on, man? Talking about going to a local gun expo here in Arizona in a couple of weeks, around Valentine's Day, somewhere thereabouts. And yeah, I'll probably hit that up, walk around in, you know, Stiffler gear, and just meet and greet people and see what's up. Should be a lot more tame than SHOT Show. Out here driving out near the Air Force Base. Planes coming in and out. It's a nice 60-something degrees. It's nice out. Oh, we'll be in Tucson, Arizona. That's what we're looking at. We're not going to do a booth this time. We are just going to be out wandering the event. And, you know, maybe we'll take some photos and video and whatnot, and do some social media stuff. And just meet some of the local vendors and introduce ourselves. But it looks like it's going on around Valentine's Day, so it's like, hey, well, yeah, we'll take the weekend and we'll go check this event out. Here comes the F-16s. Driving past the Air Force Base right now and the Air Force Graveyard. Beautiful weather, absolutely beautiful. And of course, we're posting a lot of stuff on our Instagram. We're starting to do Instagram lives now that we've hit over 1K there. It sucked Instagram lives away, but I kind of get it. There were a lot of people doing sketchy lives that had like low followers, and so I kind of get what they were doing, like businesses and like small content creators. And you know, we got our 1K, we got our SHOT Show because people are like, hey, check Stiffler out, check out this booth, check out all these crazy slides and colors, and you know, boom, Instagram just kept popping. About to hit our 2K on YouTube, and I think now we're going to start working on Grumble over at the Green Place, and you know, got to get some followers there too. So we'll be bouncing around lives here and there quite a bit. I would work more on Facebook, but Facebook has just been the absolute bane of our existence for the last 2 years. When you get suspended every other week and you didn't even post anything. Yeah, Facebook's fun. But yeah, hey, if you guys happen to be passing through, you know, if you happen to be in the area, yeah, we should be at that gun show. At least one of us. I don't know if all of us will be there. At least one of us will be there. You know, just checking the place out. Actually, it's not too far from where I'm driving right now, where it's going to be. So, let's see, where am I? I'm at the 7200 block. Yeah, it's not too far from here. One day, though, I swear I'll have to go to the Air and Space Museum and just have a day of it there, because it's nearby. I haven't been in a while. Go record stuff, show local stuff off. We got the Renaissance Festival coming up. If you guys have never attended a Ren Fair in your area, check it out sometimes. It's fun. People dress up. You know, for like $100, you can, you know, day drink mead and watch shows, and, you know, obviously drive responsibly. Make sure you got a designated driver afterwards. But yeah, just a day of, you know, drinking mead and cider and watching shows and great jousting and stuff. Yeah, why not? Good fun times. So we're gonna go hit up one of the local rent fairs that's popping up in like a month. The tickets are a little more expensive than they used to be, but that's life, isn't it? Oh yeah, they got the 16s out. Yep, F-16's out just flying about, doing some training. Maintenance flights, what have you. Some people complain about it. I like hearing the aircraft, I don't know. A-10s, F-16s, occasionally we get F-35s down here. Blackhawks. Once in a while, Chinooks. C-130s. Some people bitch and moan about it, but you know, I like it. I like the aircraft. I mean, I guess don't live in a military town if you don't like noise. It'd be like living near Fort Sill and complaining about artillery, you know? Which, that's off in Oklahoma. But, you know, it's like if you lived there, like, why would you live next to a U.S. Army artillery base and then complain about the noise? Like, just don't move next to a military base. They're gonna have noise. It's what they do. Oh, I gotta go talk to Justine later and see if we can pull the 26 out. I wanted to do a bunch of footage of it in its stainless form, but when we were at SHOT Show showing the 26 off, there was a Cerakote and Cure booth there, and they Cerakoted the 26 that we had, just showing us their equipment and stuff, and then they laser engraved it for us. So I'll be showing that off at some point. I just got to go hit up Justine and you know, see which box she has it in so we can do some footage with it. Rut-rope. Fire department and EMTs. And it's at the urgent care. Oh, that sucks. I mean, that sucks in general, you know, but, you know, sometimes people will go to the urgent care because something's wrong, but there's nothing the urgent care can do, and so they end up getting evac'd via ambulance to, you know, whatever local hospital where they have an urgent or an emergency room. But I get it. I get what people do it because the urgent care is much cheaper than, you know, an emergency room. Much, much cheaper. Like being looked at one is a few $100 versus being looked at another is several thousand to over $10,000. It's wild. And I see the YouTube throttle is still working like it is. We did okay on Instagram the other day. So yeah, YouTube, I get it for a lot of 2A content creators and businesses. YouTube is becoming the place that nobody wants to make content anymore. Like we used to get several hundred with every live, and I knew guys who had like 1,000 people in their lives that are now getting like 10. And it's like, I had one guy reach out to me. He's like, hey man, I haven't seen you do a live in weeks. And I'm like, dude, I did a live yesterday. I'm doing a live right now. And he's like, I'm not getting notifications. He's like, I've got the bell icon, I'm liked, I'm subscribed. Like, he's like, but I'm not getting notifications that you guys are on. And I'm like, I know, man, you're not the only one. And I've talked with some other content creators and businesses. And they're like, yeah, same thing's happening to us. If you're doing gun stuff, yeah, YouTube hates you. Is what it is. Papa's Pew Pews. Yeah, see, finally caught the live, right? We were just talking about that. Oh, well, I'm just doing a drive live. YouTube is the simplest platform to do these on because I can just mount my phone. I don't have to touch it. And I can see the chat, you know, when I'm parked or you know, whatever. And I don't have to worry about anything. The other ones are a little more complicated in that regard. Grumble, Instagram, what have you. But yeah, looking at doing a local gun show, Papas. What is that guy doing? But yeah, we're doing a local gun show. Not doing a booth, not this time anyway. But we'll probably show up. You know, at least one of us, but maybe like 3 of us. We'll show up and we'll go wander this gun show. And hey, A10, gotta love those A10s. And you know, just see what's up, see what local businesses are there, you know, see what people are doing. Introduce ourselves, and hey, maybe we could do some local business. Oh yeah, supposedly we're able to be monetized now. I don't know about that. I doubt it. And where I used to get several hundred people in a live, now it's like ghost town. So I don't know. We did one over on Instagram, and I got a steady, you know, nothing huge, but I definitely got a steadier following than here. And here on YouTube, I have double the subscribers I do over on Instagram, so go figure. But we still got to do that giveaway, and I'm thinking we're going to do the giveaway on the green plays, because so everyone's going to have to get, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, everyone's going to have to get a green account and go there. You know, it's free, but I'm thinking that's going to be the best place for the giveaway. I just don't see it happening here. I don't really see it happening on Instagram. I definitely don't see it happening on Facebook. So, yeah, I'm thinking there is going to be the best chance for us to do that giveaway. And we still have not decided on a color. It might just be red. We might just do red. But I do have something that we're going to put in front of it when we do the photos and stuff. So I'll show that once we get it made. I'll show you guys photos and stuff on our various stuff. I mean, we're like 800 subscribers late, so we're a little late to getting around it, but it'll be fun. Oh, and if you haven't seen the background, pop that there for you. So that is our booth at SHOT Show when we were in Las Vegas with MMC Armory. And so that's just a bunch of our slides, and there's some ARs up there. It's pretty sweet. Brought a lot of stuff. Like last year we brought, 20 slides. This year we brought 60. Next year, who knows? Maybe we'll bring more. The what now? Cycle's perfect. When I press check, it don't go back into battery. If I pop the magazine out, it will. The what now? Let's see, we got that. That's for later. Pull that later. Let's see, 1205. There we go. Hey, safely strapped. What's going on, brother? Just doing a bit of side paperwork. While we chat stuff up. And thank you guys for the likes. It's always greatly appreciated. I got to go check up on the 43 and the 26. We need to do a little more range testing on the 26. We have to start range trials on the 43. Brain's all fried today. Oh, what is today? The 29th? There we go. Okay. It's a Daria Arms DY9 Zulu Glock Clone 43X. Okay, I haven't fired one of theirs yet. Only item from Daria I've seen run good is the Island Port Barrel Glock 19 clone. Okay. Yeah, I've never run their stuff. This runs flawless. It just doesn't go back into battery when you press check. Okay. I wonder if something on the railing needs to be sanded, polished, or I wonder if there's a burr either in the plastic or in the steel that's catching. Look for something like that. See if something's catching slightly. That's causing, it's not forcing it to stay out of battery. It's just catching, right? And if you tap it, it goes right back into battery. When I leave one in the chamber, but drop mag, the issue goes away. Interesting. $750 round break-in? Okay. I figure around 200, 300, but 750, it's not out of the realm of the possibility or the unreasonable. I mean, I know some guys that say they don't feel that their platform is broken in until they've gone over 1,000 rounds. Still trying to figure out California, though. Basically, they've made it difficult for us, and we're struggling to find FFLs to deal with that. For example, we went to ship to one FFL for somebody, and the FFL shipped it back. and they just said that they don't want to do it anymore. Like, sorry for the inconvenience. Hey, Blue Jay, what's going on, brother? And yeah, right. So there's some FFL, and what I think it is everyone's just waiting for the dust to settle, waiting to see if California does something else before they start making promises to people, and then they can't fulfill them. And I think everyone's just waiting for the dust to settle. We're not going to be shipping. That's just been made the decision by the business. Everyone kind of sat down and talked that out, and basically what we'll do is we're going to send slides through one of our distributors, MMC Armory, Delta Team Tactical, and then they may continue shipping to California, but it doesn't look like we're going to be doing it directly. Some of the distributors have like dedicated teams that deal with this, like deal with these shipping issues with states that have problems, and we don't. Just kind of small operation ourselves. So we're gonna work with our distributors on it, and they're gonna kind of handle it from that end. We got people that are kind of mad at us on eBay too, right? Because eBay hasn't given a lot of guidance. Hey, Bill Poole, what you doing, brother? eBay hasn't given a lot of guidance on how to deal with this issue. So when we do get California orders, we just have to cancel them right now and say, yeah, sorry, we can't, because we can't accept ID through eBay. And people are like, well, can you do it through the messaging system? And it's like, we could, but then your ID stays in the message, and God forbid somehow that gets hacked and people get access to the eBay messages, and then your ID's out in the wind. And it's like that's the thing we do not want, is people's IDs just to be out in the wind. Because that's already happened a few times with other industries where people are doing ID checks, and people's private information is just out there now, which is just aggravating, super aggravating. Let's see. And we just kind of don't want to be, responsible for that. And we don't want to subject people to that. And I understand it's a huge hurdle for Californians. It's just not something we're not comfortable maintaining and viewing and documenting people's IDs. And then on top of that, there's an additional shipping charge because they require us to have signature mail on every single thing we say. Someone could order just a single barrel from us, and we have to send it via certified mail. Hey, how's it going, Carlisle? Yes, we have. The downside to the M&P 2.0 is there's more on it that's patented than the original M&P slide. And so we can't touch it, some of it without getting, basically permission from Smith & Wesson. And then they would want to, of course, take funds from every sale that we had of it. So, yeah, we can't really touch the M&P 2.0 yet. We might be able to touch the original, the 1.0. But even then, there's stuff on that's patented too. So we would have to basically design around some of that. And it's a discussion where we've kind of like prodded towards some of the distributors to be like, hey, is this something you guys are interested in? Do you want a Smith & Wesson slide? Do you want a CZ slide? Do you want a SIG slide? Is there anything else that you guys want outside of Glock? And we haven't gotten an answer yet. I got a guy who reaches out to us once a month, and he's like, hey, can you guys do a Ruger P89 slide? And we're just like, no, dude. There's no huge market for outdated Rugers that nobody's buying. Like, we could make one slide, but we'd waste so much money in R&D. And then, of course, I'd have to go buy a Ruger P89 just so I could test it. I'd have to go find one, which I have not seen an 89 in, 10 years? So I have to go find a used gun shop that has one, just by chance. So same thing with like the 2.0. We'd have to go buy a 2.0. We'd have to go research all the patents and then find out what we can't touch. Yeah, Glock is the smart business move, especially with Glock basically discontinuing a bunch of models. So right now, it's just seeing where the market is tending. Right now, it's, of course, 19s and 17s, but the market is also pushing on 26s and 43s. I did ask a lot of distributors and vendors when we were at SHOT Show, hey, are you guys interested in the Glock 23 or the 27 or any of the 40 cals? And they all said no. They said none of them are interested in 40 cal. And I'm like, okay, well, what about 10 millimeter and 45 caliber? And they're just like, maybe on the 10 millimeter, maybe on the 45, but 40's a no. Some of them want to see some 48s, so we might do 48 after we finish the 43. But we also want to do Gen 5s. And then, of course, while we were at SHOT Show, there was a lot of discussion about the Gen 6. Like, hey, are you guys going to do a Gen 6? And I'm like, not anytime soon, maybe in a year. Yeah, 40's probably dying out. Here's the interesting part, though, is a lot of people are going to be able to get 40s because police departments that have 40 are getting rid of them. So all those pistols are being sold out into the market at a cheaper price because police departments are switching to Gen 5 and Gen 6 on 9mm. Getting Glock 19s, Glock 17s, or the Glock 45. And what's the other one? Glock 47. So, yeah, police departments are switching to Glock. Some did not Smith & Wesson. Some did SIG, but some of that kind of, that's out there too. But a lot of them are switching over to Glock, Glock 19, Glock 17, Glock 45, Gen 5s, Gen 6, getting new contracts out there. So, yeah, it looks like Glock is where it's going to be for a little while. Glock is definitely hitting the market. The discontinuation, I definitely saw them doing that. I really did. I thought they were going to do it in a different kind of way, like that they would make a new Gen 6 design, like something innovative, and then patent it so nobody could touch the Gen 6. I'm still not 100% sure we can touch the Gen 6, but it looks like we can. So just waiting for new information on how that's going to go, and we might do a Gen 6 sometime. Oh yeah, 9mm is great. Person to person, 9mm is great. 10mm, if you're out there, in bear country and a few other places, get yourself a 10mm. Absolutely. But yeah, 9mm for most people is going to do just fine. Modern 9mm ammunition is great. It's a good round. We might see some interesting stuff with the 38 Taurus. Because of what's going on, in South America, where 9mm was made illegal. So 38 Taurus, we might see an uptick in that. Will there be an uptick here in America? Probably not. But, we'll see. It could be a bandwagon thing, yeah. It could be. Because we've got people requesting it, but our big issue right now is we can't get anybody to commit to a large order. Like if a distributor reached out to us and said, hey, I need 100 or 200 slides in 40 cal. Can you guys do that? We'd be like, yeah, okay. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anytime a 3-letter agency or the military switches to something, people jump on hardcore. Yeah, there's also one of the rails is different. I'm either thinking of the V series or the Gen 6. I forget right now. But one of the rails is different in one of them, or maybe both of them. I'd have to go look at it again. .10mm pistol carbine. When did I get here? Oh yeah, we still got a little bit. Yeah, I'd have to go look at them side by side again. I was at the Glock booth, but the whole week of SHOT Show was such a blur. And I don't have a Gen 6 with me, or even a V series. So I can't do like side by side comparison. I kind of want to get one just to do that, but then that'd be the only reason for it. So I'd be dropping several hundred just to do side by side comparisons. And take measurements, of course, but not super interested in doing that at the moment. Like when we started working on the 26, we bought a 26, you know, because we knew we were going to do that. And some people are like, hey, how did you make sure your measurements are good with, like, you know, Glock OEM? We bought it. That was the whole reason we bought it. Made sure. So can you tax write off gun purchases for R&D business? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Of course, you're not like getting that whole write-off back, you know, it's just a tax credit. So you are still losing like $600. What you doing there, bud? What you doing? Oh my God, that car is all on donuts. That is weird. So weird. Oh, the up closely, and yeah. It's in a box. I got to get with Justine. $20 tile spot. Yeah. You know, I've only ever seen that one other time, but it wasn't all the tires on the car. It was 3 out of the 4 were donuts, and I thought that was weird as hell. But this is all 4 tires are donuts. I've talked to a lot of businesses, and they said sometimes car insurance is now requiring you to make sure that your spare tire is a full size. So you're not seeing donuts as much as you used to, because a lot of places are requiring you to have a full size tire as your spare. Which means safety-wise, yeah, I guess that tracks. Cost-wise, it's a little more expensive. There we go. $20 tire special. Yeah. Now I'm just waiting on someone to convert a sedan to have treads, you know? Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, writing all sloppily. Next, I'll ask you if you wipe front to back. I'd like to see a minivan or snow tracks that sound like a... Yeah, right? That'd be freaking fun. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right. Right. That can't be right. Why? What the hell? Okay. Okay, missed that. But yeah, we got to get some range time in on the 43. We got to toss it on the SET frame, the PSA Dagger Micro, and then of course the Glock OEM. We got to get it out to the gun range and just, you know, start plugging rounds. Oh God! And then my voting packet just came in too. I don't know how what your guys's are. My voting packet is this thick for this upcoming election. This freaking thick. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. I'd like to see a minivan. Oh yeah, yeah. I want to see a minivan on snow tracks. That'd be wild. Minivan on snow tracks with a make it a hatchback, and then in the back end have a 240 for it. Rear gunner. Rear gunner the minivan. That'd be awesome. Trying to issue 30 plus gun law. Oh my God. So it's like what happened with Virginia. I was talking with a little bit with DLD After Dark, John Crump, and Flying Rich about Virginia. And dude, that whole state, man. Thankfully, I'm in Arizona. The downside, of course, is I'm right next to California. And we get quite a few visitors that love to profess how great their state is, yet for some reason they don't want to be there. Okay. That dude's half naked. Okay. Whatever. And there we go. Then we're back on the road. Almost done. Got some paperwork done while I was talking with you guys. Sorry I was a little distracted, but that had to get done. I hope not. We're by Illinois. I got a buddy there who is, he's not too far from Chicago, or as he calls it, Chirac. But yeah, he talks about them a lot. They have a lot of issues there. He just got a 380 Smith & Wesson. I forget which model he said it was, but he just got a 380. And says he loves it. I don't particularly like 380 myself. I've shot it. It's okay. I don't know. I guess it feels snappy, I guess. Snappy's a good descriptor, I think. Okay, this guy's going there. All right. Yeah, I guess snappy is a good descriptor. What do you guys think about us doing a Glock style slide in 22 long rifle? What do you guys think? A Glock, not a 22 obviously, but a Glock chambered in 22. You are in the wrong fucking lane. My apologies for my French language. I watch people drive and they're frickin' morons. And I'm like, and it's just so unnecessary. So many people get hurt and die every year on the road because people don't know how to pay attention to traffic rules. And this might sound a little weird, right? I actually dislike overly courteous people who drive. Just follow the traffic rules. Don't be courteous. If everyone follows the traffic rules, we all get there. No 22. So we've been getting some requests, largely by some of our female fan base, about whether or not we will do a 22 pistol. And I'm, conflicted. I mean, would it be cool if we did one? Sure. But I don't know how well it would sell, but there are a lot of ladies out there who seem to like the idea of a 22. So I might ask you all to, speak with the significant females in your life and say, hey, would you like a 22 in Stiffler style? I mean, maybe they would. Who knows? it'd be interesting, definitely interesting. I still think 9mm is king on that regard, because some of them are complaining, you know, like, well, you know, recoil issues, and I'm like, well, it's only 9mm. But, you know, the perspective is the perspective. What, you know, the customer wants is what the customer wants. Is this, you know, an avenue into, you know, female firearms builders and buyers? I don't know. That's something we're looking at. The Taurus TX22, is that still patented? The last Taurus I owned was a 709, the Slim. And I picked that up for like 190, 200, somewhere thereabouts. And I only needed it for a short amount of time because I had been traveling and I had been out of state for a long time. And all of my guns were locked up in storage, and it was going to be like a week until I could get to that storage. So I literally just went to a shop and I bought, you know, a Taurus 709 for like a week because I wanted a gun with me available. And I even got one of those Uncle Mike's holsters, and I'm like, you know, yeah, is it the best? No. Is it gonna, you know, keep me alive if something happens? Yeah, probably. So my last Taurus was a 709 Slim ages ago, and I ended up selling it later. But other than that, I don't really have a lot of experience with Taurus. So, any of you guys ever done the TX22? How is it? Is it still patented? Because that's the other, I'd love to step outside of Glock at some point. But a lot of the restrictions are that some stuff is still under patent. Like a big request that we get is, hey, Stiffler, will you do a slide for Desert Eagle? No. No, we will not. It's patented. We can't touch it. Not for like 7 more years or something like that. So there's a lot of stuff that's like, hey, can you do the Glock MOS cut? No, it's patented. We can't touch it. It is still patented. Okay. So a patent lasts for about 20 years. So if something's new, you're not going to see any support for it unless it's aftermarket milling. And by that, what I mean is you buy the slide from the OEM manufacturer, right? You know, you'll see buy from Glock or Taurus or Smith & Wesson. And then you say, hey, CNC shop, can you please port this? Can you please do this to it? Can you cut whatever lightning cuts in it? And they go, yeah, I can do that. Or, no, yeah, we don't want to touch it yet because we haven't, you know, analyzed this slide, you know, enough detail yet for us to say yes or no. And that's kind of the answers you'll get is, yeah, sure, we can do it. Or, no, we don't want to try it just yet. That model's too new. We haven't studied it enough, etc. And, you know, that's kind of the two answers you're going to get. And that's what's happening with the, what is it, CZ, what is it, C10, P10, the whatever. Oh, there goes the police. Okay. Okay. Looks like we got a case of some wrong way driving. Ain't that fun? Cool. Hey, Drew in Oregon, what's going on, brother? But anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about new slides. Right, so new models, new anything. You can't touch it for like 20 years. I know, I'm getting the front row show action, right? Yeah, I'm near, it's not a bad side of town, but it is, I don't want to say sketchy, but call it a travel path. Oh, there goes more cops. Call it a travel path. It's the area where just like, yeah, nothing's bad happening here, but people are en route to bad things through here. Oh, it's always wild. That's what I want to do with this local gun convention coming up, though, in a few weeks, is I want to try and meet some businesses that might be there and see if we can, you know, I've tried the email route, I've tried the calling route, I've tried, you know, snail mail, and you don't always get a hold of people. And as I've found out, sometimes the points of contact on Google are not up to date. So someone who might have been in charge of a business's marketing and purchasing is no longer working there, and you've tried to get a hold of nobody, you know, just by you. Not everybody updates their points of contact online, you know, very quickly. So I'm hoping we go and we actually get to talk to people in person, and that seems to be running the best. People love seeing people in person and chatting them up. And then you can just have a good conversation in person. Whereas like phone calls, they're annoying. You're at work, you got customers, or you know, you've got your shop, whatever, you're busy, and you just ignore phone calls. Emails, they tend to get drowned out. You lose your email. You know, you just, whatever I emailed off to somebody, like, oh yeah, I saw that from like 2 months ago, and then it's gone. And what's this guy doing? Stay in your lane, buddy. You're ping-ponging. Back and forth, back and forth. Some people are like, well, everybody fucks up driving once in a while. Like, nah, man, I drove on the Iraqi border in a Haboob, and then I saw a stick blowing up on the other side because they were launching HIMARS and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sitting here in full rattle with freaking radio on my right side, and I can't see much of anything, and I could still drive just fine. Everyone can drive fine in their, you know, aluminum fiberglass cars with a wide window in great weather. Excuses. Tired of the excuses. Of course, that is me speaking from a position of experience and authority, which is usually frowned upon. You know, it is what it is. Oh, front row action. Stiffy getting stiff. Always, man. Everybody gets stiff with Stiffler. And those that haven't, they will soon. And, you know, I got to go look at the slide count, because when we started the year, we were at 32,000. When we went to SHOT Show, we were at 34,000. So I got to see what we're going to be at now. It's going to be a crazy year. But what's going on, work? Yeah, okay. I was looking around, I'm like, why is everybody shifting right? And it's just this one car going like 10 miles under the speed limit. Please, please, people, if you are going to drive under the speed limit, get in the far right lane. Do not just hog up the left lane. That is the passing lane. If you're going to be slow, get out of people's way. No, 1911 slides are not under patent. Anybody can make them. And I don't remember if you remember a few years back when, like, basically a lot of people were making them. Like, even Ruger made their own 1911. Rock Island, TSIS, I don't know, name anybody. Remington has their own 1911. Obviously, Colt, of course, they made it. Has Smith & Wesson made a 1911? They might have. Basically, when a patent expires, everybody jumps on it to make their own version. I'm driving behind an undercover cop car. And will Stiffler do a 1911? Maybe someday. We've talked about it several times. Will we do a 2011? Maybe. Yeah, and if there are only 2 lanes, well then left lane should be travel, and then, or sorry, left lane should be passing, and then right lane should be travel. And unfortunately, you get stuck behind slow people. You just get in the left lane to pass, get back in the right lane. Unless you are in a highway scenario where you're on 2 lanes, Semis should be on the right. Anybody carrying a load, trailer, freight, whatever, on the right, and everyone else on the left. There's a section of road we have here where it's like that. Does everyone follow the rules? No. Yeah, I don't know if there will be. If we do, maybe we'll model it off TSIS. I don't know. But there's still a lot of people who like 1911. But I doubt there's a lot of people who want to pay a bunch for it unless it's a Colt. Or maybe if it's a what is staccato? The based off the 2011? Maybe that. I don't know, maybe. It's a possibility. But at that point, it's like if we're already making the 1911 slides, why not make the frame? Well, we can't make the frame because we need to be an FFL of a certain degree. It's like, okay, well, we get our FFL, make the frames, and at that point, it's like, why aren't we just making other stuff? That's right, SIG has a 1911. Forgot about that. And I regret, I mean, granted, I don't regret it, but I do. I have a SIG M17 from my time in the Army. We got one as like a get done deployment, type gun, engraved and everything. I should have gotten the 1911. But at the time, we didn't know that. We didn't know that there was going to be any issues or that there was going to be, the public opinion. And I never planned on shooting it a lot, right? Hey, buddy, I need you to speed up just a little so I can get over. There you go. There, oh, okay, just brake. Okay. But yeah, I didn't plan on shooting it a lot. It was mostly just a conversation piece, a memento, if you will. Personally get a 2011 before a 1911 due to all my Glock mags. Yeah, that makes sense. Finished my smithing class, come there with my FFL and got the 1911 kicking. Huh. Yeah, well, that is probably where I'm going to end it, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to get off to this job site here real quick, and then I'm heading back towards the shop. We're going to enter the construction area where I got to pay a lot more attention. So, thank you all for popping. Oh, most people are morons behind the wheel of a car. Yes. Oh, God. Yes. But thanks for popping in. Thanks for all the likes, and thanks for the conversation. And as always, stay 2A every day.